Okay, in this video, we are still adding integers. So this is, of course, you start with the St. James heading at the top. So pause the video, write the St. James heading at the top, and then write Chapter 2, Section 4. Then you write adding integers underneath, and then Part 2. And we're doing a Part 2 video, so if you're looking for Part 1, you're in the wrong video. You're in the wrong video, so pay attention, okay? So we are on Part 2, and we're still adding integers. All right, so here we're just going to do a few problems just to give you more practice. More practice, more practice, more practice. Okay, so let's try some more. So we have negative 16 plus 16 plus 22. Okay, so starting off nice and simple. Well, if and I wrote the problem first. Second step, I'm going to do just these two in the front. So if I have negative 16, you borrowed $16 from me. Remember, negative means you owe. You owe money. You owe me, or whoever you borrowed from. Okay, so I have negative 16. I'm going to add 16. That actually gives me 0. Means we're square. You don't owe me any money. And if we add 22 to that, it's silly to write that down, but just to be thorough. So 0 plus 22 is, of course, 22. And you know I paused just to give you a second to think it through. Hopefully to be, again, kind of participating with this video along with me. So, all right, here's the next problem. Negative 8 plus a negative 4 plus 12. Okay, this is where I'm going to tell you, clean up the messiness. So we wrote this problem down first, and now we clean up the messiness. So step 2, I'm going to rewrite it as negative 8 minus 4, because when you add a negative, you're just subtracting. So negative 8 minus 4 plus 12. Okay, so now step 3 is I'm going to combine these two, the first two, or I'm going to subtract them. So what's negative 8 minus 4? You borrowed, remember, negative means borrow. You borrowed 8, and then you borrowed 4 more. So I get negative 12, and then I have plus 12. Okay, so negative 12 plus 12 gives me, so again, I can even write in negative in red if it helps. Negative meaning you owe. When you owe something, usually you write it in red. That's also why it's called Black Friday, because the whole point of Black Friday was to get shops into the black, meaning not in debt, because red symbolizes debt usually. So even accountants will write negative numbers in red because they're in the red, they're in debt. So Black Friday was to help businesses get in the black, which is positive. So get out of debt. Okay, so negative 12 means you owe, you're in debt. You owe me $12. You come in the next day with $12. So my total, what's the answer to this problem? 0. 0. Okay, so there's some information about Black Friday. You know, you never know when you need this random information. Okay, so now we're going to just change it up a little bit. And if I tell you to evaluate, yes, write this down, evaluate each expression. Write this down. Okay, you're going to say, like, what are we doing here? And I'm going to show you. So if I have, and I tell you x is negative 10, yes, negative 10, y is 7, and then z is negative 8. Z is, and I'll write it in negative, or in red, negative. That's not red. There we go, negative 8. Okay, so that's a negative sign. So if I say to you, when it says evaluate this expression, what does that mean? So my first problem is x plus 14. Well, I don't know what x is. Until I look at the direction, then it says x is negative 10. So I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to substitute x for 10. I'm going to say, okay, negative 10 plus 14, because that's what x is. The directions gave me x being negative 10. So now I have negative 10 plus 14. Remember, negative means you owe me money. I'll put it in red. You owe me money. So you have negative 10. You owe me $10. You come in with 14. So do you have money? Do you still owe me money? How does that work? Well, you don't owe me anything, but you have a positive $4. You have a positive $4. Now, you don't have to write the little positive sign, but you can if it helps. All right, what if I say Z, so problem number 2, Z, so that's confusing because it's like step 2 or is it problem 2? All right, step 1 we do Z plus a negative 5. So the first thing I'm going to do is substitute it in. What is Z? Z is negative 8 plus a negative 5. Now, I got to clean up the messiness. Remember? Messy. Fix it. That's supposed to be an arrow. Okay, fix it. So now, step 3, we got to fix it. So it's negative 8. When you add a negative, you are just subtracting. So negative 8 minus 5 gives us, remember, negative means you owe me, so I'm going to write in red, you owe me money. You owe me money. Negative 8 minus 5 is negative 13. I pause again, hopefully that you're trying to do these problems with me so that you're thinking this through. Okay, now, next one. Next problem. X plus y. X plus y. Let's scroll up here. What was x? X is negative 10, so I substituted in negative 10 plus y. 7. I wrote it in green because 7 is positive. Okay, so I have negative 10 plus 7. So you owe me $10. You come in with $7. Are we good? Or do you have money, or do you still owe me money? Well, you still owe me money. You owe me $3. Again, I'll put it in negative. You owe me $3. Can't believe you guys are all borrowing from a nun. That's just sad. Okay, and now, last one, x plus z. X plus z. So, step 2, x is, again, negative 10, plus what is z? Z is negative 8. Okay, negative 8. So I clean up the messiness. Clean up the messiness. Messy. Clean it up. Fix it. Okay, so step 3. So I have negative 10 minus 8. And that gives me negative 18. And I don't know why my board's glitching all of a sudden. Okay, negative 18. All right, so problem for next class. Problem for next class. Okay, what is x plus y plus z? Okay, have this done before you come to me. Make sure you have this completed before you come to me. See you next class.